This is Long Way to the Top, and I'm your host, Shane Bryan. In the words of the immortal AC/DC, it is harder than it looks. These interviews will give you a glimpse into the lives of the artists that we've sung along with, danced and rocked out to. Some go deep into their past and others celebrate their recent releases. But all of them show that regardless of who you are, it's always a long way to the top. In 1986, 4 front girls and 4 muso guys got together and formed a band for a party. They had charisma, sex appeal, and we knew most of them from shows like Sons and Daughters, Sweet and Sour, and Neighbours. The band became the Chantoozies, and they took 80s Australian pop by storm. Radio couldn't get enough of them. With a string of hits like Witch Queen, Love the One You're With, and Wanna Be Up, the band have now gone from 4 front ladies to 2. Eve Von Bibra and Ally Fowler. They also have a brand new single with the help of Road Traders' Tim Henwood, and they join me on today's episode of Long Way to the Top. Eve Von Bibra, Ally Fowler, the Chantoozies, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. We're good.
Good. You're really good. You just looked at me really scarily then, like really good. What have you been up to apart from a brand new single?
Well, we've been doing lots of gigs.
Yeah.
Here, there and everywhere. We've been to Adelaide. We're off to Sydney in a couple of weeks. Then we go later in the year, we go up to Queensland. So.
And when are you coming to Tasmania?
When they book
Yeah.
Somebody book you.
Somebody book us. I love Tasmania. Don't get me started.
We love Tasmania. I'm from Tasmania.
Whereabouts are you from in Tasmania, Eve?
The Midlands. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. How about
and
that?
I'm a bit of a devil.
You are.
So, we're all over that Tasmania.
Nice. And so 37 years, right? You guys have been doing what, should I even say that out loud?
No.
Well, you just did, didn't you?
Sorry, I did.
I said to someone the other day, I went, I think we've been together for like 45 years. And then I went, wait a second, that can't work.
That's what it feels like.
What's changed in the last 37 years?
Hairdos, fashion.
Well, I've got a little old.
Yeah.
Eve doesn't seem to have. She's just.
Yeah, we all do. We're all.
I don't know. This whole cut out weird thing you're doing with your.
I know, but look at that. It's so sort of like I'm AI.
So we're doing this on Zoom for listeners on radio because, it's radio, just by the way. But for listeners on radio, so Eve's got this cutout sort of thing. She's made the background on Zoom go all blurry. Yeah.
I don't know
cool.
how
She's
that's
like
happened.
some floating avatar or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm AI.
Hey,
Anyway,
so are you going to do an AI Chantoozies? Apparently there's a new Beach Boys AI album out.
I just had a brilliant idea, Ally, because we're trying to rack our brains. What do we do for film clip? We just do a freaking AI film clip.
There you go.
Hey, nice idea.
You heard it first here on Shane's
On LAFM.
LAFM. Okay.
There you go. On Shane's radio. So
All yours, Shane.
it's all mine. Hey, so what would you do? Would you bring back David Rain, Toddy Goldsmith? Just bring them all back in AI?
Bringing anyone back?
No, we're done. That's done.
That's old hat.
We're moving
We'd
forward.
love to have them back. I don't think they want to come back. I think they're happy doing what they're doing. David's travelling the world on that travel show. He also runs an amazing little wine bar down in
Flinders called
Really?
Stink and Plonk, or Plonk and Stink.
Wow.
It's so good.
Nice.
And,
So you all keep in contact still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Toddy's everywhere and everywhere doing all manner of things. She MCs stuff. She's got plays in the pipeline. She's
celebrant. She marries people.
Does she really?
I mean,
wow.
she marries them. Not she doesn't.
She doesn't like. She's not a compulsive marrier.
Serial marrier.
Serial marrier. That'd be bad.
Yeah, well,
Imagine the divorces. So expensive. Yeah.
Well, to keep getting divorced a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on the other end, yeah.
Unless she's a polygamist.
Anyway, moving right along. So you guys originally formed for a gig way back when, right? I'm just telling. I'm doing your history here.
We are.
You know this story, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
We did this story. We've done this story 1,000 times, haven't we?
A million times. I know you've told me, but
I'll give you a really quick version.
Very quick.
A quick version?
Yep.
Do it, Al. Rip off the Band-Aid. Quick.
Okay, so the girls, we all met through various, Totty and Angie and another girl called Robin Nissen. Anyway, we all met. We were singing away. We were thinking about maybe doing some kind of cabaret.
Short version.
Because a lot of us had a background in acting. Anyway, Toddy's brother stuck his head through her kitchen window, said, no, you don't want to do a cabaret show, you want to do a band. He put together the band. We started rehearsing. We needed something to work towards. So Toddy's father owned the Underground nightclub, and we decided to have Toddy's birthday was the date we were going to work towards, and Brian Goldsmith, her father, was going to let us use the Underground, and we were going to put on a gig there. And we did for about 1,000 of our closest, nearest and dearest.
Wow.
And it went off. It was so much fun.
And the rest, my friend,
is history.
Is history. Now, you guys have been touring with a lot of other 80s bands, right? And has it become like the flavour now, like for 80s bands to come back and, what is it? What's the is it because we're all getting older and we want to remember our past?
I think, personally, the 80s bands know how to put on a really good show.
Yeah.
And it's just you get on stage and you have a hell of a lot of fun, and it's great music. It was very melodic and it was pop kind of music in our instance. And
so it's
I think
catchy.
Yeah, and people really enjoy, but the fun factor on stage is a very 80s thing, and I think that's what has stood the test of time with the acts coming back and doing their show, and it's great. You get a bit of shtick, you get some music.
Yeah.
What did someone say to us the other day? Oh, I like how you put the comedy and the music together.
I'm like, comedy?
This is what we just do. This is
all right. Thank you.
Trust me, every time I get on a call with you, it's comedy.
Oh, well, there you go. It's gold.
I also think too, there's the clothes, the 80s clothes, and and not that we wore them first time round, so we don't need to do that again. But for a lot of people, they can have sort of 80s themed parties or nights at a pub or something like that, as well as just loving great music. And they can kind of hang it on that. They can all dress up, and there's a lot of fun things from the 80s, sort of iconic things like Rubik's Cubes and Warwick Kappa. We can try and think about...
And you can never figure either of them out, can you?
Can't figure either of them out. And really...
And you don't necessarily want to play with either.
I've never wanted to solve a Rubik's Cube, and I've never wanted to, well, you know how that sentence goes.
Solve Warwick.
Anyway, so, you tell me what was the 90s outfit.
I'm totally with you. I mean, I know what I wore in the 80s. I never ever want to wear it again.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I wore in the 90s. It was a bit of bit bland, really.
The 70s was a good era for all of those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I think it just means that when everything comes together, there's a lot of different things that people get excited by.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. And what's it like when you all get back together? Like I think there was one tour where it was Russell Morris and Ross Wilson and Wendy Matthews and like all of these bands all together, Chocolate Starfish. Is it like just one big school reunion?
It's friends. It's more, I mean, we see them quite often.
Yeah.
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 So it's just more like, hey, how you doing? How was last weekend? How did that go? Oh, you good? You were recording that thing. How did that go? It's more just.
Yeah.
There are a
if
few
you haven't seen someone for a while, then it's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for a couple of months. Where have you been? What's been going on?
Yeah.
Because we still do a lot of those.
Or your health, yeah. Have you had any bits falling off?
How's it go? Oh, no,
How's your back going? Yeah, that's right. So talking about, doing the thing, you did a thing a month ago. You released a new single.
We did.
Was it a month ago already?
It was a month ago already, yeah.
A new single called Every Night that Eve wrote.
And Tim Henwood produced.
Right.
Tim Henwood's a very talented young Melburnian from bands like Rogue Traders and Palace of the Kings. He's playing with John Stevens. He plays with Susie Quattro when she comes out. He's very talented. We love him.
Yes.
And he's great to work with. And he just did a bit of a number on, I sent him down a riff or two and said, this is the basic melody and this is the riff, the guitar riff. And then he went, no, it's not a guitar riff, it's a vocal riff. And I went, what? And so it's quite different for us in some ways. But we thought, do we keep being the same thing that we always have been, or do we try and kind of just move a little bit into where we are now, but maintaining some kind of fun and, I don't know.
Maybe do something new.
How we were.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Our last song that we did, which was another Evie von Bebra hit, called No Fool, which was produced by Reggie Bowman from
Southern Sons.
Southern Sons, yeah.
Remember what Sons they were. I'm going...
One of the Sons.
Exposure. Southern Sons. That had a real sort of, well, it was country pop rock, I guess, but it had a bit of a country feel to it.
Yeah.
So I guess for us, I just go, well, we can be anything we want to be, really. We can put out a disco hit, we can put out a pop song, Because the world is our oyster.
Your band, like the Chantoozies, have always been a band that doesn't sort of fit into one formula. I mean, 1 minute you're pop, and next minute you're singing a song that's been a remake from an R&B or hit or a Motown hit, and then next minute you're doing like some rock. I mean, like you've kind of always mixed it up a little bit, yeah.
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 I think that's
We're lucky dip.
Lucky dip.
You just never know what you're going to get.
And I think that came about initially because you had, well, there were a lot of us, but predominantly you had four girls up the front. And so you had four, even though we all get on really well, you had four different personalities and four different voices. Yeah. So some voices, are better at singing some stuff and they, and they prefer it, and so that's why we always had to be a little bit of everything,
So now you've got two people. Now you've got two people that have to cover like four personalities. And how do you manage that?
Exhausting.
Evie and I are up for the challenge.
When you're doing performances, do you get many people yelling out, "Oh, play Witch Queen," or play "Wanna Be Up"?
Because we still do play all those songs. I mean,
yeah. Sometimes for, like Want to Be Up, because it's, spoiler alert, down the back end of the set. Maybe one day we'll open with it just to really confuse them.
They're going, what are we going to ask for at the end now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you go, yeah, just, patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
And now I want to talk about glamour, like the glamour of the 80s rock star, pop star lifestyle. I think last time we spoke, you guys were licking stamps on your own post packs to send CDs out, right?
I don't know if we were quite licking stamps.
Well, close to it.
No, because we went to the post. Ally went to the post office and delivered all of the hand posted everything.
I did write them all out.
You hand wrote everything, yes.
Because she has immaculate, beautiful font.
Yeah.
So it's Ally Fowler font. Excellent. Look it up.
Nice.
There and thinks, what's she got? Immaculate what?
An immaculate font.
Yes, immaculate font. That's our new song.
Yeah.
Right. So
immaculate font.
So you do everything yourself these days, yeah? You've got to, really. Much. I mean, this is what it's come down to with the music industry.
We have staff, but we do try to just keep ourselves humble.
Yes.
By doing a lot of it ourselves.
But for instance, with this new single, I was talking to someone the other day who said, "Oh, so who put it up?" Well, we pretty much did. you have to be your own almost record company.
Yeah.
So as much work as you put into recording the actual song and singing it and recording it and all that sort of stuff, you put exactly the amount. The back end, there's so much like the artwork, and then you've got to get onto all the digital platforms, and you've got to work all of that, navigate all of that, and then get it out to as many places as possible, and then ask people like Shane Bryan to say, could you please have us on show? Like you've got to do everything. So it's kind of
now. Come on, tell the truth. I actually asked you guys because
Well, I know you did.
You're so amazing.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah, look, you guys are just looking back over the years, you've really stuck it out, and you're now at that point where I don't smile when I'm saying that. You've really stuck it out, and like now you're bringing new music in. There's not a lot of 80s bands, and I'm going to say 80s bands because that's when you first started, that are bringing out new music, except Rick Astley, who's bringing out a new album.
Never gonna give you up.
Right.
Never gonna let you down.
And we all know how much the Chantoozies love Rick Astley, right?
We do. We adore him.
I know.
He's so talented.
I know.
Seriously, plays every single instrument. When we opened for him, he was on the drums and guitar. It just played everything. And he's just the most charming, beautifully spoken, lovely chap, really.
I just got this vision of the Rick Astley band where every person is Rick Astley.
Well,
talk about AI.
Yeah.
So your new album, did I just, your new song, have you got a new album coming out? I'm just sort of speaking it out there. Come on, quick. So the new single, how's it going? What's the reception been like?
It's been very positive.
Yep.
If I'm just looking on the socials like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that sort of stuff, and then on the streams on Spotify and all the other platforms, a majority, I would say probably 90% of all people have massively like, oh my God, it's earworm, it's catchy, they really love it. And then 10% are like, yeah, I like it, because it's not, as I said before, it's not like anything that we've done before in terms of, opening verse, chorus, middle, verse, out. It's sort of a bit of lots of different elements.
It's very in at the moment.
That's right. And so we're trying to be very contemporary.
Yes.
Well, that's Tim Henwood. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes.
Henwood.
But it's got that Rogue Traders vibe about it. It's got that element in it.
That energy with the guitar.
Yeah.
So it's it's cool. It's very cool. And it's, as I said, something very different for us. So far, everyone's really liking it.
Fantastic.
We're just waiting for someone to pick it up on TikTok and do something,
Well, I saw a really weird comment on the post. It said, "Are you going to be riding elephants in your video clip?" Is there a reason why he would even ask that?
The lyrics of the song is, every night I have the strangest dreams, topless showgirls riding elephants.
Yes.
I made a call, spoke to the president.
Yeah.
So
right.
That's one of the
elephant
elephants.
Will be the topless showgirls on top of the elephant.
I'm thinking that he might
without actually saying that. You'd be riding topless
speaking of kings, and presidents, are you invited to the coronation? Are you guys performing at the coronation this year?
Well, we did. They did want a bit of bop bop, but we kind of have got another gig on.
Oh, and they've got Katy Perry anyway, who is so excited about staying in a castle.
Yeah.
But didn't they have a trouble finding an artist to do the opening?
I'm trying to figure out what
entertainment.
I'm trying to figure out where is Cliff Richard in all of this. I mean, come on, seriously, he's at every coronation ever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Gosh.
And Elton wasn't available, and Ed Sheeran wasn't available. Although I did read Ed Sheeran's being sued.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not available for your coronation. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got plans.
Are you a monarchist?
No.
Right.
I'm not. No.
Okay.
And I'm not really a Republican either.
No one knows. It's a tricky position to be in, isn't it?
It is. I think I'm an apathist. I actually don't really give a shit.
Right, okay, fair enough.
That's probably where I'm...
royalist.
Are you?
Yeah, I quite like...
Ally, ask her anything on the Royals.
Oh, really?
Anything. And she will...
like a weird...
No.
I'm not going on hard quiz, answering questions about the Royals. But
you know all the info, Al. And if you don't, you kind of go, you know them like to watch to go, I reckon because that's why they did that. And you go, that is plausible.
Okay.
She's very good.
Well, I like princesses and castles and carriages and fancy. I'm going to watch a wedding.
Okay, if you know all there is about the royals, right? Why don't you see a stamp or a coin with King Charles and his crown? Like he hasn't got the crown. It's coming. The crown's coming.
He has to be coronated first.
He hasn't got a crown yet.
Come on, get with the program, Shane.
Well, then we shouldn't be calling him king, should we?
Well, look, semantics.
So, I remember my position. I actually don't give a shit. So, just putting that out there. Yeah. So, tours. Whereabouts are you guys around the country? Where can we find you?
Oh, gosh. Well, probably the best thing to do is to go onto our website.
Yes.
Or
more regularly, it's Facebook and Insta.
Yeah.
And Instagram.
Yeah.
But also the three, one or the other, or all.
All of them. Do all of them. You don't do no LinkedIn, right? Because that's just boring.
And go and have a listen to the song.
Yes.
And any of our other songs if you've never heard.
Yes, Spotify. The Chantoozies.
When you come to a gig, you can sing along to everything. And, if I rattled them all off, your mind would spin.
Because you're at everything.
Excitingly, we are doing the Big Red Bash and the Monday Bash this year, which is exciting.
Now, that's become a real big thing, hasn't it? The Big Red Bash.
Such a big thing. And it's just they're the best gigs ever. Everyone's kind of up for because there are runs during the day and there are various, you don't have to be a part of it, any of it, by the way, but there are all sorts of activities during the day that people kind of do and things they can go and look at. And there's a lot of kids there and it's a big sort of demographic.
It's family orientated,
Yeah, cool.
So,
you hear things like the Birdsville races and things like that. Right? This is completely different, right? This is more of a family.
I think people just really want to experience that landscape. They want to hear 3 days of fabulous music. They want to camp and do the whole camping thing and in this incredible, amazing location. And it's a lot of it's, yes, it's about the destination, to quote, some of those annoying people. But it's very much about the journey because most, they all drive in.
Yeah, nice.
And it's in a natural amphitheatre.
Oh, wow.
So the terrain is like a natural amphitheatre, this massive red hill up behind the stage. And so the sound is just coming out at you. It's just beautiful.
I've seen some incredible photos that Adam Thompson from Chocolate Starfish shared.
Yeah,
and it's just
he's one of the favourites there.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Always an absolute pleasure.
You're too kind, Shane.
I try to be. All right, ladies, thank you for that. And this is the brand new single from the Chantoozies, Every Night. Nice.
Every night I have the strangest dreams. Things are not quite what they seem. Topless showgirls, riding elephants. I made a call. I spoke to the president.
Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Long Way to the Top. Hit plus or follow to subscribe to the podcast and head over to Facebook at the Long Way to the Top podcast and give us a like. Keep on rocking and I'll catch you on the next episode of Long Way to the Top.